The episode begins with lawyer Samir tells Ishani that today she will get freedom from Shashwat. Ishani says the in-laws' house atmosphere matters for every girl, and she tried to adjust to so much, but she got betrayal and insults. Only, lawyer Samir says Ishani did right by taking a stand for herself. Anurag says hearing time began, but Shashwat has not come yet. On the other side, Shashwat says his investments, properties, fixed deposits, business everything is in Nandini's name now. He tells Nandini that he did not sign on the papers. Nandini tells him that she did it for her security. Shashwat asks her how she can transfer his properties in his name. Raj Didi asks what's happening there. Shashwat tells his sister that Nandini cheated them. Pihu says Nandini came to their house with this plan. Nandini asks Pihu not to overreact. Raj Didi tells Shashwat to go inside and take rest. Shashwat tells Nandini that he trusted her, but she betrayed him. Nandini tells him that she saved him from business loss. Shashwat tells her that he is not a fool, and she took everything from him. In the past, Nandini gives papers to Shashwat and tells him that she will help in his business. Shashwat tells her that he is feeling bad that he is troubling her. Nandini says this is necessary for his company to grow. She asks him to read the papers before signing. Shashwat tells her that he trusts her and they are business partners. He signs on the papers without reading them. In the present, Shashwat says he should have listened to Ishani, and he has not. Seeing a greedy woman like Nandini, Nandini tells him that he was behind her from the time she entered the house. She says she can throw him out of the house if she wants because the house is in her name now. Raj asks how Nandini can betray them. Nandini says it's Shashwat's mistake that he did not read the papers before signing. Pihu tells Nandini she won't spare the latter. Shashwat says he is not feeling good. He asks Pihu to call Ishani because only Ishani can help them. He faints. Pihu calls doctor. Later, doctor examines Shashwat. Pihu asks the doctor what happened to Shashwat. The doctor reveals it's a heart attack. He tells them to admit Shashwat to the hospital and leaves from there. Nandini says she thinks Shashwat will feel better soon. Pihu scolds Nandini. She says she won't take any risk because she cares about her father. Nandini says expenses will be high if they admit Shashwat to the hospital then. Pihu blames Nandini for Shashwat's condition. Lawyer Samir calls Shashwat's lawyer Mr. Mehta. Anurag asks lawyer Samir whether Shashwat changed his decision. Lawyer Samir replies that Shashwat is not picking up the calls. The episode begins with Anurag saying he doesn't trust Shashwat at all. Lawyer Samir says Shashwat is not picking up his lawyer's calls either. So maybe Shashwat is stuck in the traffic. Ishani says she was scared of this only because Shashwat loves to see her in pain, and she won't get happiness in her life. She asks Anurag why she is facing all this. Anurag asks her to calm down and not blame herself because it's not her fault. He suggests giving a case against Shashwat if Shashwat doesn't come then. Lawyer Samir says they should not complicate the matter, and he will try his best to get a mutual divorce as soon as possible. He suggests waiting for some more time. On the other side, Pihu decides to call an ambulance. Nandini asks how Pihu will pay hospital fees because Shashwat is not a rich businessman now. She suggests admitting Shashwat to the government hospital. Pihu tells Nandini to shut up and leave the house. Nandini laughs and says Pihu is really naive to say this, and it's her house now. She warns Pihu not to talk to her rudely because she can throw them out of the house. Shashwat regains his consciousness slightly and asks for water. Pihu gives water to Shashwat. Raj Didi asks whether Nandini doesn't have a heart, and Nandini should be ashamed for losing humanity for money. Nandini says Raj Didi doesn't have any right to accuse her. She insults Raj Didi. Raj Didi says she never thought this was Nandini's real face. Nandini warns Raj Didi not to raise her voice against her, and she is the owner of this house, so Raj Didi can't do anything. Raj Didi regret trusting Nandini. Nandini says Shashwat was behind her when she was his sister-in-law. Raj Didi says her brother is not a thief like Nandini. Shashwat glares at Nandini. Pihu asks him to calm down. Shashwat tells her to be careful of Nandini. He regrets trusting Nandini, and he blames himself for his family's condition. Raj Didi asks him not to speak. Shashwat says he mistreated Ishani always, but he knows she wanted the well-being of this house always, so only Ishani can help them now. He asks Pihu to tell everything to Ishani and call Ishani there. He falls asleep. Later, Anurag says he doesn't think Shashwat will come. He decides to call Shashwat. Ishani asks him to not call Shashwat. Lawyer Samir says Anurag should not talk to Shashwat in anger. Anurag says divorce should happen today, no matter what. Ishani picks up Pihu's call and asks what happened. Pihu tells Ishani to come home because they need her. Ishani says that's not possible now because she is in the court waiting for Shashwat, and she will meet Pihu after the divorce. Pihu tells Ishani about Shashwat's heart attack. The episode begins with Pihu requesting Ishani to come home, saying they need Ishani's help. She tells Ishani about Shashwat's heart attack, and Shashwat told her to call Ishani, and she is scared because the doctor told her to admit Shashwat to the hospital. Ishani asks Pihu to calm down, and Nandini is not in the home. Pihu blames Nandini for Shashwat's heart, and only Ishani can save Shashwat. She begs Ishani to come home and save Shashwat. Ishani agrees to reach home and disconnect the call. Anurag asks Ishani what's the matter. Ishani tells him about Shashwat's heart attack. Anurag refuses to believe Shashwat had a heart attack. Ishani tells him that Pihu needs her help. Anurag says this must be a new trap. Ishani tells him that Pihu was crying, and he knows how important Pihu is for her. Anurag asks her to not forget how the Senguptas treated her. Ishani tells him that she can't behave like the Senguptas, and she can't leave Pihu alone in this difficult situation. She reminds him how she promised to support Pihu if Pihu calls her. Then, after some time, Anurag drops Ishani off at Shashwat's house. He asks her whether she is really sure about it. He reminds her of how Pihu insulted her. He says he understands Ishani is a good person, but they can't forget what the Senguptas did with them. Ishani tells him that she came there due to humanity. Anurag says his mother is waiting for good news, but see what's happening. Ishani says this is what destiny wants, and she can't ask Shashwat to sign on the divorce papers in this condition. She hopes Shashwat becomes fine soon and sign the divorce papers. Anurag tells her to go inside, saying he will wait outside, and he refuses to forget what the Senguptas did with them. Ishani says they should give another chance to Pihu because Pihu is a kid, and she knows Pihu is a good person. Anurag tells her to go inside. He refuses to change his decision. He asks her to call him if she needs his help then. Ishani goes inside. Pihu hugs Ishani and cries. Ishani notices Shashwat is sleeping. Pihu says thanks to Ishani for coming. She says her father is not fine. Ishani asks how it happened. Pihu says the doctor examined Shashwat and told her to admit Shashwat to the hospital, and they are waiting for an ambulance. Ishani asks how this is possible when Shashwat took care of himself very well. Raj Didi says they failed to see the real face of Nandini. She blames Nandini for Shashwat's heart attack. Pihu tells Ishani that Nandini betrayed them. She reveals how Nandini snatched everything from Shashwat. Raj Didi says Nandini refused to give money for Shashwat's treatment. Ishani asks how Nandini can do this. Raj Didi asks Ishani to save Shashwat. She says Shashwat trusted Nandini blindly and lost everything. The episode ends.